He warned them, again and again, but no one listened. They laughed at the old veteran, calling him paranoid, delusional, broken by war. But when the lights went out and chaos crept in, only one man had seen it coming. This is the chilling, true story of the veteran who tried to stop a disaster before it was too late. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe for more powerful and untold stories that deserve to be heard. The little town of Harmony Ridge had always been the kind of place where people lived quiet lives. Kids played on front lawns, neighbors waved across fences, and no one ever imagined that real danger could come from beyond their borders. Tucked away at the edge of town, in a modest home, shaded by 2 old maple trees, lived a man most had forgotten. Colonel Thomas "Tom" Granger, a decorated war veteran who had served in Iraq, Afghanistan, and on covert missions across the Middle East. But these days, to most people, he was just Old Man Granger. To the town, he was a relic of the past, a man who had lost his wife to cancer, his only son to suicide, and his purpose after retiring from the military. He walked with a limp, his hands sometimes trembled from old wounds, and his eyes often scanned the horizon as if watching for a threat that no one else could see. But Tom Granger knew things, and that's what made him dangerous. For months, he had been trying to warn people, anyone, about what he believed was coming. Iran, he insisted, was preparing something, not just nuclear games or proxy skirmishes, something big, something that would strike at the very heart of America, and not through missiles, but through silence, code, and shadows. Every Wednesday at the town council meeting, he would rise, holding a stack of yellowing folders and printouts from news reports and leaked files he had gathered from old connections in the Pentagon. His voice, though gravelly, carried the intensity of a man who had stared death in the face more than once. They're not just posturing, he warned. They're preparing. This isn't just about Iran building a bomb. It's about cyber attacks, sleeper cells, and alliances we're not even tracking. If we don't act now, mark my words, innocent people will pay. But every time, he was met with dismissive smiles, tired sighs, and sideways glances. "Thank you, Colonel. We appreciate your concern," the mayor would say politely, before moving on to the next agenda item about potholes or local fundraisers. Even his neighbors began avoiding him. At the grocery store, people whispered. Poor guy's lost it. War did a number on him. Still living in the Cold War? Should have retired quietly like the rest. The only person who still visited him was Emily, a 16-year-old girl who lived across the street. She'd grown up calling him Grandpa Tom ever since he helped her fix a broken bike when she was 8. Her parents disapproved of her spending time with him. They feared he was becoming paranoid, but Emily admired him. She saw through the scars and into the heart of a man who had once sacrificed everything for people he didn't even know. One rainy evening, as thunder rumbled in the distance, Emily found Tom sitting on his porch, his laptop open and his hands shaking slightly as he zoomed in on satellite images. "They've been moving equipment through Syria again," he muttered half to himself. "But this time, it's encrypted signals from inside DC that worry me. Something's been breached. It's like we're blind, and they're already inside." Emily sat beside him, wrapping her hoodie tighter. "Why won't anyone listen to you?" Tom sighed. "Because truth is inconvenient. It scares people, and I've lost too much credibility. They think I'm just a lonely old man chasing ghosts. But you're not." "No, I'm a soldier trying to fight a war before it starts." What no one in Harmony Ridge knew was that Tom had once commanded a classified cyber intelligence unit. He'd worked closely with intelligence on Iran's Quds Force, and had seen firsthand how Iran played the long game. Patient, methodical, and deeply strategic. Years earlier, he had uncovered a plan, one that suggested sleeper agents might already be embedded within US systems. But before he could act on it, the project was shut down, buried under bureaucratic red tape. He was retired with honors and told to forget everything, but he couldn't. That night, something strange happened. A small power outage swept across Harmony Ridge. Most people shrugged it off as a storm-related glitch, but to Tom, it was something more. He ran a diagnostic through his secure home system, his old military instincts kicking in. What he found chilled him to the bone. Multiple failed login attempts on Department of Defense servers, pinged from somewhere inside their county. He traced the signal back to an unlikely location, the local community center, which had recently received foreign grant money to upgrade its computer labs. That's when it hit him. The breach wasn't theoretical anymore. It was active. And it was happening right here, in Harmony Ridge. Frantically, Tom tried calling his former contact in Washington, a woman named Elena Ramirez, now working with Homeland Security. She hadn't spoken to him in years, and her tone was hesitant at first. "Tom, you've made claims before." "I know, but I have proof now, and if we don't act tonight, people will die. I'm telling you, this isn't a drill. They're here, now." Within hours, federal agents descended on the town under the guise of a routine cyber inspection. What they found shocked even them. Buried in the server of the community center was malware capable of disabling power grids across the eastern seaboard. It had been installed via a disguised educational grant by a shell company later traced back to an Iranian proxy. The country was minutes away from a massive blackout, one that could have shut down hospitals, airports, and critical infrastructure. Tom Granger had been right all along. The next morning, the streets of Harmony Ridge were buzzing. News trucks surrounded the town. Reporters clung to fences, whispering about the veteran who saved the East Coast. The mayor, pale and humbled, personally visited Tom's home with an apology. "I should have listened." Tom simply nodded. "You weren't the only one who didn't." But it wasn't anger he felt. It was relief. Not for the recognition, but because he had done what soldiers do best. Even when everyone else stood down, he stood up. He fought. He protected. He endured. In the following weeks, Emily wrote an op-ed that went viral online titled, "The Man Who Knew: Why We Must Listen to Our Veterans." She wrote, "We call them heroes in parades, we give them medals and flags, but when they speak, truly speak, we ignore them. Colonel Thomas Granger saved lives, not with a gun, but with conviction, perseverance, and the kind of wisdom only pain can teach. We must listen, even when the truth makes us uncomfortable." Tom was later invited to speak before Congress. With a firm voice, he said, "The battlefield has changed. Today, wars are not just fought with bombs, they're fought with silence, misdirection, and whispers in the code. But our duty remains the same: protect the innocent. And sometimes that means standing alone until the world finally catches up." Months later, Harmony Ridge honored him with a plaque in the town's square. Not far from the bench where Emily and Tom used to sit, it read, "To Colonel Thomas Granger, the watchman we ignored, but who never stopped watching." And as the sun set behind the trees, Tom sat on that bench once more, not with sorrow, but with peace. The battle for now was over. And for the first time in a long time, people were finally listening.